What's going on, everybody? It's Critical. I have had a chance to sink my teeth into the Oblivion Remaster this week, and I wanted to weigh in on the opinion of, is this game worth it? I see mostly this game has really great attention right now. Most people have a good opinion, but I see a lot of differing opinions online in comments, on different groups online. For the most part, obviously, it's doing very well. It's very popular. But I wanted to weigh in and kind of lay out some of the pros and cons of the game. If you're still wondering whether you should buy it, as a longtime Elder Scrolls fan, I kind of wanted to give my take on what are the good things about the game, what are the bad things about the game, and maybe be able to help give some people some perspective on whether or not you should get this game. I do want to also include that I am pretty biased. I love the Elder Scrolls. I'm going to try to stick to the facts and kind of what I have noticed. Not everything I have to say is amazing, but I am a Bethesda lover. I am an Elder Scrolls lover. I have sunk many hours into Oblivion and Skyrim. Keep that in mind. I'm going to try to give you the most unbiased opinion I can as a fan of the series, but also just as a gamer in general, and some of the opinions that I know that people have of the game and just from people that I've talked to. So let's get into it. So first things first, we'll start off with the pros. The first thing I will say is that this game is very visually appealing. It is a visual masterpiece. I think it's probably one of the best looking things that has come out in a while, especially for a remastered game. It looks amazing when you first come out of those sewers and you see the sunlight and you see that original come out of the sewers area with the Iliad ruins in the background. I was really impressed. It looks really good, and even a lot of people are saying that they're having trouble running it on Ultra. Personally, I've been playing it on high just because I don't like to shoot myself in the foot and give myself a chance not to have the best gameplay experience and invite frame rate issues and whatnot, but it's very good looking. So if graphics matter to you and you always wanted to play Oblivion but you haven't because it just is a little bit too old looking to you, it's a great chance to get in on the franchise. Now, I will also say another great point about this game is that it stays true to the original. They, in my opinion, kept all of the things that I would want them to keep and upgraded all of the things that I would want them to upgrade. Even a couple years ago, I wanted to go back and play Oblivion, and when I went and downloaded it and was about to play it, I ended up just deciding I wanted to go play Skyrim because I knew there was a better gameplay experience in that, so I didn't actually go play through Oblivion. Even though I wanted that story, but in general, I kind of just went and got my Elder Scrolls fix from Skyrim. And so if that's something that's important to you, you should definitely try it out. But it stays true to the original. So you're going to be playing the same game that we played 20 years ago. I haven't beaten this game yet. I haven't done everything you can do. But from what I can tell, they've kept everything I would want them to keep. From the quirky characters to the dialogue we all loved, to the crazy character creation. They have kept pretty much everything that I would want them to keep in the game. I haven't found a single thing that I went, oh man, they took that out, this sucks. They have stayed true to the game that I wanted them to remaster, so that's very exciting. It has all the right upgrades. So the combat is a little bit different now. It's not too different that it's hard to play, but it is, in a way, took me a little bit of getting used to, because I'm used to just that back and forth swing, and just put up your shield, block an attack, and then back and forth swing a few times, put up your shield. You kind of got to get used to some of the new animations. I have said in my gameplay videos a little bit that to some degree the combat feels kind of clunky. That might be something that they update. I don't know, but overall I think that the combat is still really great and stays true again to the original. They didn't try to change it and overhaul it or make it like Skyrim. They made it Oblivion style combat, but upgraded. So you got a little bit better animations in there. I noticed that different weapons have different swing styles, but it's really great. I also think that they did an amazing execution on this whole project, from the leaks leading up to it. I don't know if you started following it last week. I was like glued to my seat. It felt like a whole year. Last week felt like a whole year waiting to see if this was actually going to drop on Tuesday. And when it did, I just absolutely shit my pants. So I was super happy to see that it came out. And I think that they did a really great job. And Bethesda actually kind of brought themselves back a little bit in my eyes. And I gained some respect for them for actually doing something for their fans and executing a project. Oblivion Remaster is something I wanted since I heard about the idea of it years ago, and I'm really happy they did it. So the execution was amazing. The live stream with the shadow drop and those leaks leading up to it, I kind of think they did those leaks on purpose, not gonna lie. They did a little bit of shadowy marketing on it, but that's fine because I was interested. I was super in it. Another great thing is this game still has all the quirks that we all know and love. So you got your crazy character creation. You can make whatever monstrosity that only a mother could love you want in your character creation. You also still have those fun little bugs where you shoot an arrow at something and it goes flying up into the sky and twirling around like it got sucked into a tornado. You've got fun moments where NPCs are just walking into walls. I will say it's not too much. It's not like the game's unplayable in my opinion, but I think it's really good in the way that it still has those funny moments from the original that you just kind of stop and look at and you go, that's funny. This is an interesting moment. Kind of clippable moments that we all have from the original Oblivion, where you see somebody walking into a wall or a guard standing in lava talking to you, or some crazy thing happening. All right, so those are the pros. So in terms of the cons, I will say that it is not a perfect game. If you're looking for a complete game that has no flaws, and you're one of those people who really gets upset when the fine details aren't perfect in a video game, this might not be for you. In general, the original Oblivion was like this too. It's a game where you do have those moments. Like I said, you will have an NPC walking into a wall and trying to talk to you and stretching his neck all the way around, or some weird thing, or you'll shoot somebody with an arrow and they'll go flying off into space, or just some crazy thing will happen. And I think for longtime fans, it's part of the charm. But for some people, that's not their thing. They don't like that. So if you're wondering whether you should get it and you're like, oh, maybe they made Oblivion perfect now and they fixed every single issue that could possibly be had in Oblivion, that's not the case. So yes, you still have kind of those funny little buggy moments. Personally, I don't mind that, and it kind of makes me laugh and makes me think, oh yeah, the OG is still alive in this, but that's still there. Also, if you're a remaster or a remake hater, or a Bethesda hater, this is not going to be for you. It's a really great remaster. It's kind of a remaster remake because there's so much done to it. It feels like a new game almost. But ultimately, if you hate remasters or you hate remakes and you're just looking for a reason to find a game where you're not sure, should I play this? Is it really that? Does it feel all new? No, it feels like Oblivion. It's really good in my opinion, and it is overhauled quite a bit, but for the most part, you will not like this game if you're one of those people who is really upset at the idea in the gaming industry of remasters and remakes. I'm personally really happy when it comes to this one, but I do understand that it's not the Elder Scrolls 6. If also if you're a Bethesda hater and you're like, why Bethesda doesn't release a full perfect game when they release it. If you don't want to go play a game that has every option open to you, every mechanic, every dialogue option that can occur anywhere on this enormous map with hundreds of dungeons spread throughout it and all this DLC content, there's going to be some moments where the coding doesn't hold up, where somebody didn't plan for this to happen in this particular spot and something weird's going to happen because of it. It's a really good game in my opinion, but there are going to be moments in Bethesda games where they try to make these huge worlds, and so to code a huge world perfectly is very hard. And honestly, there's gonna be some things you run into there you go, oh, there's a glitch in the system. So if you don't like that, this also might not be for you. It does take some getting used to. It's very similar. I think it's almost exactly the same as the original Oblivion game. But for me, if you watch my gameplay videos, you'll notice there is some getting used to with the combat. I'm not quite used to when you use a two-hander, you don't just swing back and forth anymore. You kind of do these like diagonal strokes, and then you like bring your sword up next to you and kind of like point it at them before your next strike and stuff, or you can end the combo. It's kind of interesting. There's some combos to it, and I've had to pay attention to the different mechanics and the different animations for things, your forward power attacks, and the way your different directional power attacks are working in this. So if you're a longtime fan, don't expect to run into it and just be the typical slash back and forth over and over and over, throw out a fireball. It is a little bit different now. One of the cons is it is not Elder Scrolls 6. I notice a lot of people say, wow, anything but Elder Scrolls 6, huh? And, I think that's a pretty valid point in some ways. We've been waiting for so long for that game. They teased it 6 years ago. So I think to be a little bit upset by that is valid. But at the same time, these are huge games, like I said. And I would say that this is one way that I think Bethesda is trying to say, hang in there. We're trying to take care of you guys and give you something you know and love. Even if I get upset and throw my hands up in the air and walk away from them, I'm still going to buy the Elder Scrolls 6 when it comes out. But point being, it's a little upsetting after Starfield, and we're all upset that they made Starfield instead of the Elder Scrolls 6 and instead of working on Fallout 5 and these other great games that we all truly love, when Starfield was pretty bad. Some people like it, but it's pretty bad. It's still sore. We all want the Elder Scrolls 6. That's going to be amazing when that comes out. And the one last thing I did have for the cons was lockpicking struggles. I have seen, I think it's kind of funny because I kind of like the Oblivion lockpicking personally. I haven't had any troubles with this so far. I had a couple of locks that were a little bit harder to do, but that was just because of the difficulty of the lock, not because of the lockpicking itself. Basically, you tap on the different teeth of the lock until they slowly lock into place, and then you have to, for me, I hit my space bar when they go up and they land in the all the way up position. And I think a lot of people aren't used to that. We're all still used to Skyrim for the last 13 years and playing Skyrim. And so don't get me wrong, I think a little bit for me, like the takes some getting used to aspect of it is also included in that I'm used to playing Skyrim still, and I've been kind of trying to almost play it like it's Skyrim. Like I'm still trying to do my little, regular attack followed up by a standing power attack little combo that you can throw in there and things like that. Like you just can't do some of those things. The lock picking is different. I have noticed some people really struggling with that and raging out on that. And there are the combat can be a little bit, you can get overwhelmed and you can definitely get rocked pretty quick if you're not prepared and you don't have some potions and you don't have the right levels for things. So I think, just be prepared when you go into it. But yeah, ultimately that is my opinion on the pros and cons of the Oblivion remaster. In conclusion, I would say, yes, it is worth it. For me, it's a no-brainer. It's so worth it. I love it. It's amazing. I can't believe they made this and shadow dropped it and did this for us. It's amazing to me. I filled an entire pair of pants. I shit myself when this came out. I was so happy. So for me, this is a no-brainer. Yes, go get it. But again, if you're one of those people who struggles with some of those aspects and the cons, maybe think about it. Maybe go watch some of my gameplay videos first before you decide, do I like this game? Do I want to buy this game? Because yes, on Steam, if you're buying it on Steam, it's $50. You can get it on Game Pass, but it's $50 on Steam and $60. I got the deluxe edition of it, so it's $60 if you want the deluxe edition. But so it costs money. If you're wondering whether it's worth it, I personally, as a longtime fan, say yes. As a gamer, even trying to put my bias out of it, I say yes. Everything flows really well in this game, and I think it's going to be worth it. That's my overall opinion. If you want a really great RPG single-player game to play right now, this is probably, in my opinion, the best thing you can pick up. But evaluate those cons that I laid out before you do. If you liked this video and it helped you come to a conclusion, or you just love the sound of my voice, give me a like, a share, and a subscribe, and head on over to my channel if you want to see more gameplay of the Oblivion Remastered. Thanks for watching.